Well, hello Divi Nation, and welcome to a brand new Divi use case live stream. And each week we show you how to add new design and functionality to your Divi websites. Today we're going to be showing you how you can create moving image shadows on scroll in Divi. Don't forget to check the video description for more info on this use case. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so first off, let me go ahead and make sure I can confirm that you can hear me. The live stream's coming in well for you guys. If you can give me a thumbs up in the chat, that would be helpful. Also, let us know where you're from. And of course, as we go along, hopefully I can answer any questions that you have going forward. Welcome, welcome again. All right, so MB, first question, where is BJ? Sorry, he comes live on Friday, so be looking for his weekly WP roundup on Friday at 3 p.m. All right, so Rob, thanks. Sound is good over there, loud and clear. Helene, thank you very much. Vivian from South Africa, welcome. All right, thanks, Dave. Elise. All right, from Hampton, Elise. Good. Hampton, Virginia. All right, so as you join us, just a reminder, we are going to be creating some moving image shadows on scroll. And just to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be building, you can see on the screen here. Let me make sure my face isn't covering it up too much. So here you can see that the image, as you scroll down or scroll up, you can see those shadows that are overlaying that image on the right will move to really create a cool transition effect or a reveal effect, if you will, to kind of create a lifelike effect on the image itself. And we'll show you how you can use this image over here on the left, this branch here with the leaves. And that's the image we're using here. And we're transforming that image into a shadow. And we're overlaying the image and moving it on scroll. That's where we get this kind of nice shadow effect. Looks like they're actual branches that are casting a shadow over the image. So we're going to highlight a few key Divi options here. One would be the built-in Divi overflow options and also the filter effects on the image, which we'll use to create the image. So this is a real simple way to create some cool shadows. Hopefully you'll enjoy it and learn something along the way. All right. Don't forget there is a blog post link in the video description that you can use to go to the blog post, and it kind of gives you all the details on how to create this from scratch if you miss anything on the tutorial. And just a reminder, this tutorial will be available online on our YouTube channel and on Facebook as well for later viewing. All right, so what you need to get started is, of course, the Divi builder. And I'm creating a new page, and I'm using the, I'm building it from scratch. So using the visual builder. And the first thing you'll see is this option to insert a row. We are going to insert a 2-column row to get started. All right. All right, so let's get started here. What we're going to need to do is create just the mock content over here on the left. We're going to create this, image over here and this simple text. Shouldn't take but a minute to do that. So what I'm going to do is add a text module, and I'm going to paste in some HTML, which basically has an H2 heading and some mock body content as well. All right, then I'm just going to jump over to the design settings, and let's update the text size to 16 pixels for the body text. Increase the line height to 2 ems. Looks good. And let's go ahead and adjust that heading text there. It's an H2, so I'm going to click my H2 tab. Let's give it a Comforta. I guess that's how you pronounce that font. And then heading to text color, let's go ahead and make it here slightly grayish font color. And then let's go ahead and increase that text size. Let's go 60 on desktop, 60 pixels. And let's tone it down on tablet. Let's go with 40. Okay. Simple enough. All right. After that, we're going to create that image design accent. To do that, I'm going to create a new image module. I'm going to upload that image of the branch here. All right. And this image is actually taken from our holistic healer layout pack that was recently released. So if you're looking for where to find that image, it's for free. You can access that layout from the Divi builder. Once we have our image uploaded, now we can add a little filter to that image to tone it down a bit. Just going to tone down the opacity to 20%. And this is a little warm up for what we're actually going to do when we create the image shadow. We're going to add some transform options because I want to move this image over here at the top left of this text as a design accent. And transform options are good for that because they move the element around without kind of, how do I put this, without affecting the original placement in the document itself. So we'll do transform translate here. I'm going to unlink it because I want to do different values on the X and Y. For the X axis, let's do 20%. That is not right. We need to go up. So negative 20%. There you go. And let's do negative 90% on the, negative 20% on the Y axis, negative 90% on the X axis. And that 90% is actually 90% of the width of the actual image, if you're curious as to know how much it's being moved over. So whatever the width of the image is, it's 90% of that. So if I were to do 100%, it would move it over the exact width of that image to the left. Image position, I'm going to go ahead and give it an absolute position because I do want to knock it out of the normal flow of the document. And also, because it is a design accent, I don't really need the actual spacing on the document for this. Give it an absolute position, and there you go. All right, so that takes care of our quick and easy, just mock content there. Cool design. And let's go ahead and go to the next part, which is to create the moving image shadows. Before I do that, I do want to take one little second to welcome you if you're just joining us. This is our weekly Divi use case live stream where we show you how to add new design and functionality to your Divi websites. And in this tutorial, we're showing you how you can create moving image shadows on scroll in Divi. All right, so we have our mock content on the left. Let's go ahead and create our main image on the right column. All right, so let's do that. And let's see. After the image, I'm going to upload this image here. Let's see, where is it? It's somewhere. Okay. All right. I lost it for a moment. All right, here it is. I like this one. I picked this image because I think it's from our wedding layout pack, or one of our wedding layout packs. And it's a great image because you can see that there are kind of trees in the background, or some kind of, you can tell it's outside. And since our shadow is going to be an actual branch with leaves on it, we're going to, it's going to work well with this image. All right. Okay, so once our image is in place, what we're going to do, oh, by the way, this image is 80 pixels wide, and it's taller. I think it's about 1,000-ish pixels tall, to give you an idea of what size to use. All right, I'm going to take out the bottom margin that's there by default, so we don't have any extra space down there. All right. All right, so after that is done, we're ready to add our next image shadow. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to add the same image over here. So let me go ahead and grab that image. I'm going to add it underneath the main image here. All right, and then there it is. And what we're going to do after we add the image, we're going to add some filters to create, or basically make it into a shadow. To do that, let's go to the Design tab, go to my filters, and let's go ahead and add a brightness of 0. So I'm going to make it dark. And let's go ahead and take down that opacity to 25%. Now we can add blur. So this is kind of what makes it into our shadow. So I'm going to kick it up all the way up to about 8 pixel blur. And there you go. Now it's starting to look like a shadow. And then now to create our image position, all we need to do is give it that absolute position, and that's going to make it jump up right on top of my image there. All right, so let's do that. Absolute position, and it's kind of hard to see, but it is over the image right there, and you can really start to see it if you start moving it around. All right. Let's go ahead and add some scroll effects to our image. So the first scroll effect we're going to add is the horizontal motion. So that's going to move the image from left to right on scroll. All right. And then let's go ahead and enable the horizontal motion. You can already see it kind of move over. And let's go ahead and set our starting offset to 0. And the middle offset, let's do -3. The -3 is actually -300 pixels. So that value there is based on 100 pixels per number. So that's -300 pixels to the left. All right. And then on the ending offset, we'll do -6, which would be -600 pixels to the left. So basically, it's going to start off in its original place and move over 600 pixels to the left on scroll, once the viewer gets to the top of the viewport on scroll. And since the image is about 800 pixels wide, you can kind of see that it'll still be visible there. All right. Under the scaling up and down, let's go ahead and do that. Scale up and down. And let's go ahead and enable that. And on the viewport, or enable scaling up and down, yes. And then on the starting scale, let's do 160%. Okay. And basically we're going to do that all the way around because we want to make that image larger. You can actually do this in the transform options as well. But since we're doing this, the scroll effects, we can, you know, just tackle it here. All right. So under the rotating tab, we're going to add a rotating scroll effect. Let's go ahead and enable that. And we're going to add a slight rotation to the image. So starting rotation will be at 30. And then the ending rotation will be at -30. All right, so you can see that kind of start to move. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and check the results so far. To do that, I'm going to, because we got our first image shadow in there, I do want to check the result. To do that, I need some scrolling room, so I'm going to add some top and bottom margin to my section. Let's do 70 VH for now. It's just going to give me some scroll room there. And you can actually see it in the visual builder. You can see that image shadow moving over the image and on the side as you scroll up and down. That's what we want. And let's go ahead and save that page. We can view it on the live page here just to get an idea. All right. And as you can see, it's still overflowing, or you can still see it on the outside of my image. The final result, you will not be able to see that. Let me show you the final result. So you can see that image shadow is, we're hiding the overflow on the outside of that image. And I'll show you how to do that. But if you want, you can keep that effect here if you like that as well. You don't have to hide the overflow. We're actually going to hide the overflow in the column. So let's jump in to our second column settings, the right column. And we'll go to my advanced tab, visibility options. Under the horizontal overflow, let's set it to hidden. You can see it's hidden. Let's go ahead and set it to the vertical as well. Save that. Now, as you scroll, you can see that the shadow is hidden on the outside of the image, but we still have that cool scroll motion effect. All right, let's create this second image shadow. You can see that the filter is applied to the menu items as well. Just as a reminder, you can always deploy your layers view to make it easier to select some of these elements. Just go to that second column here, and let's go ahead and add a new image. You can also label the image here. So let's go ahead and zoom in so you can see. I zoomed in too far. Let's get out. All right. Okay, so the image here, this is actually my shadow image, so just gonna label it shadow image 1. And then I want to create a new one. So to create a new one, I'm gonna duplicate that shadow image. Okay. Then I'm going to open up the settings for that shadow image. And we're going to basically kind of add similar or update the scroll effects to kind of create kind of an opposite effect for this image so that it moves over to the right instead of the left, and that it will rotate clockwise or counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So let's go to my scroll effects. You can see that the horizontal motion is carried over from the previous one. So I want to, for that middle offset, I'm going to do 3 pixels, which is positive. So that's going to the right, 300 pixels. And then on the ending, let's do 6, positive 6. So it goes 600 pixels to the right on the end offset. For my scaling up and down, let's keep it the same. And let's go ahead and add a negative 30 degrees for my rotation offset in the starting rotation. And the ending, let's do a positive. So positive 30 degrees on the ending rotation. That's actually not going to work. Let me go back in there. Yeah, I messed up. So you see, you can see that shadow is not really working out the way I wanted to. It's because I didn't do my math correctly. So let's go ahead and update those rotations again. Scroll effects. There you go. Go back to my rotating tab. Actually, I'm going to need to do 210 degrees positive. Is that the right image? Hold on. Make sure. Yeah. Let's go back there. So 210 starting rotation. And let's end, middle rotation will be 180 degrees. And then the final one would be 150 degrees. That's going to give me the rotation I need. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and check out the final result. We're almost done here. Let me go ahead and jump in and check the questions for a moment. And here's the final result on the live page. I'll scroll up. You can see. Looking good. All right, so MB says these scroll effects look okay on desktop. On mobile, though, not so much. 70% on my site comes from mobile. All right, so thanks for letting me know of that. And I think, apologize, my printer is going off magically in the background, so sorry about that. When do you, well, I mean, mobile, I mean, I guess you're saying that it comes like the scroll effects don't look as well as it scrolls, or is it choppy? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, you might need to make some adjustments on mobile to make it better. When do you recommend to use transform instead of negative margins? Okay, good question. So the transform is actually, I would use mainly for like hover effects and things like that. But if you want to, or like negative margin, yeah, I would just bear in mind that whenever you use negative margins, you kind of disrupt the actual space on the HTML flow of the document. So like everything else around it will kind of move with it, which can kind of be unpredictable. That's why I would suggest using transform for instead of negative margin for, especially for design accents and things like that. Leave the margin strictly for like margin between columns and things like that. But good question. Let's see if we have any other questions real quick. Nope. All right, let's continue on. So just as a final touch, since we already have our overflow hidden on our image, we can add a nice little zoom on the main image as well as we scroll, which is pretty nice. Kind of looks like a Ken Burns effect if you're familiar with that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I want to do is go to my main image, not my image shadow. And all I'm going to do is go to my scroll effects for that image, and the scaling up and down, I'm going to enable that. I'm going to start it off at 100%, and then I'm going to in the mid scale, I'm going to do 115%. And I'm going to end it at 130. So that's all it takes. Let's go ahead and check out the final result. Refresh the page. And now, if you notice, the image will get closer. It will scale up as you zoom. It's a subtle but nice effect. All right, quick and easy. Hope you learned something. I'm going to go ahead and answer any final questions you may have, and then I'll wrap it up. All right, Emil, thank you for the compliment there on the nice effect. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And also the, yeah, that's it. Ricky, I think that's how you pronounce your name, says, I learned a lot. The final result is awesome. Oh, okay, good to hear. Quick look at Facebook. All right, looking good. Everybody's seems to be done with questions. Just another reminder that this video will be available after the live stream. It may take a little while to show up, but you can find it on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page. All right. Okay, well, that's all I got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We sure do hope that you like this effect of the image shadows moving on scroll. Please be sure to subscribe to our blog newsletter, our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. Make sure you click to accept those notifications so that you can be notified every single time we have something new for you. And hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday for another Divi use case live stream at 3 p.m. And this Friday, be looking forward to our weekly WP Roundup live stream with BJ, and that will be at 3 p.m. Eastern. You can also check out the video description for more information on how you can contribute your own unique content to our Elegant Themes blog. So you'll want to look into that if you're interested. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye, guys.